Hi, good day, and welcome again to another one of my videos. Yes, you guessed it, it's Jen again. Alright, so today I'm going through neon pigment powders once again. You'll have noticed over the last couple of days I've done a few videos with the neon pigment powders. The reason for the number of videos is I just want to give you an idea of how many different things you can do with this. At the end of the video, I'm actually going to show you the same thing with chrome powder. All right, so what I have here is a few tips. Let me move that away. Oh, this, by the way, is the Crystal Clawz stamping polish that I'm going to be using. I've just grabbed one of the little JQ mini plates, and what I have here is a couple of sample tips of other things that you can do with the neons. If you've missed any of the videos, I will pop a link into the comments to our YouTube channel. Alright, this one I haven't done a video on yet, but I've simply painted my design, gone in with my pigments after. These here, there is a video. What I've done here is I've just created a color blend, a ombre, a fade, whatever you want to call it, but I have just created that nice vibrant background and simply done some stamping over. First of all, to do some of these designs, you don't need to be an artist. That's what we've got stamping plates for. All right, so the last one, oops, and of course I've knocked it over. The last one, of course, is where I did the spider gel with the neon pigments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover some stamping again. However, this time I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm not going to do a color background and then stamp. I'm actually going to stamp with the colors. Now, you may have seen in some videos where they take a chrome powder, for example. They pick up their powder, put it on the plate, making sure that there's enough to cover the grooves, and then of course simply scrape the powder off. Now, first of all, especially with your chrome powders are very expensive, so you don't really want to be wasting your chrome powders. And secondly, I find that it's not always very effective. The design sometimes smudges a little when you put it down, or it's a little blurred, just not quite as clear. So I'm going to show you the other way around. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the neon ones. I'm going to use the white stamping polish from Crystal Clawz. I want to use these little wavy lines, and I'm probably going to use the exact same design on the gold so that you can just see the difference. Now, what I'm going to do is you can see I've got a couple of stampers lined up here. Yeah, I never have enough stampers. I must have a ton of them by now, but I'm always playing. Alright, so I'm now going to take my pigment powder, and instead of putting it on the plate, I'm actually going to apply it onto my jelly stamper. I want to make sure I get it covered nicely. I'm going to take some orange, so I'm getting a bit of a color blend going here. I'm going to add my orange. Alright, the reason for these videos, by the way, is not so much as learning to do different designs, but actually showing you how to work with products, how to work with different products, how to get the maximum out of your products, how many different uses you have for them. All right, so now I've applied my powders. You can smooth it over with your finger, or alternatively, just take your dusting brush, brush the excess powder off. I'm done with these pigment powders, so I'm just going to simply shift them aside. I'm going to bring my stamping plate across. Now, as I said, I'm wanting to use, let's take it from there. I want to use this piece of the design. Now I'm going to take it, put my stamping polish down. Please note, these are proper stamping polishes, not normal nail polishes. I'm then just going to give it one or two scrapes, making sure that I've got my design, my stamping polish right across my design. And now I'm going to simply pick up my design. Now, as I said, this is proper stamping polish. As you can see, we have a beautiful clear design now, but before that sets, let me do what I need to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm now simply going to take my design. My tip is a little long for the design, and I'm going to press this right off the stand on time. No, not quite. All right, so what I've done is I've pressed my design down. Let me just hold it still, just so that you can see how beautiful and clearly it comes up when you do it that way around. Obviously, whatever colors you want to use, you can use more colors than 3 colors. This was me just playing around. So once I'm done with that, what I'm going to do is I'm now going to take my top coat. I'm going to apply my top coat just so that you can see again how beautifully these colors are just going to stand out. Now, when I apply my top coat, you can see I took a generous amount, and now I'm just going to gently float it down the nail. The reason I'm floating it down the nail is the pigment powders, if you press too hard with your brush, you can actually wipe some of the pigment powder off. All right, so there we go. There we have our stamping with the pigment. As I say, much clearer than putting the powder on the plate. Right, I'm going to set that one aside. I have prepared another one for the chrome, and I'm now going to do one with a gold chrome. I'm actually going to use the exact same design just to show you how beautifully it works with both chrome powders and pigment. All right, so I've got my spare stamper again. I'm going to take, let me just move this. You'll see I have done a little gold rim around the edge, a little bit of a frame, just for the sake of prettiness. All right, so now I'm going to take my gold chrome. I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with my neon pigments, and I'm going to spread my chrome across my stamper. I'm making sure that I've coated it nice and evenly. Then I'm going to take my brush. As I said, you can use your finger or use your brush to take your excess off. I'm going to set that aside. Get my stamping plate, get my black stamping polish, and I'm just going to repeat the same step as I did for the neons. I'm going to put my stamping polish down. I'm going to give it 1 or 2 scrapes just to make sure that I've scraped it into the grooves properly, and pick up my design. Again, you can see we have a lovely clear design. Obviously, where the black is where we're going to have the gold. So let me get my tip here. Have a look where I want to place it. And simply press down. I'm going to just add a little detail onto the front here. And I'm just going to take my finger, or alternatively again, the dusting brush, just to take the excess gold powder off. I do like to give it a bit of a wipe with my finger. It just seems to take that gold off in between a little better. And as you can see, I think I've got that on a little skew. Beautiful, clear design with the gold chrome. Once again, I'm also going to take my top coat, apply a coat over, and again, you'll see how beautiful the chromes look once the top coat is on. Same thing, put a generous amount down and just gently float it right across the nail. I appear to have a little bit too much there. Float it down the nail, and there we go. Fabulous. I hope that you will go and give this a try with your stamping and your chromes and pigments in it, and have a lot of fun with it. Till the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day.